You are losing website visitors because they are confused. I'm Mitch Metter, the brand nerd, and I've worked with easily more than 100 companies on messaging and websites. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the three most common confusing things I see on websites. Then, as a bonus, I'll give you super practical strategies to avoid confusing people on your website, and I'll recommend a great resource for you to develop a clear message for your company. Let's get into it. Welcome to Business to Brand, the show for business leaders who want to level up from business to brand. Imagine you're buying something online and you want to do some research on the companies or products that you're going to buy. If you're like me, you go to Google and you open a bunch of tabs and you flip through each website one at a time and you close the ones that just aren't resonating with you. But why are those companies not resonating with you? Whatever you searched brought their website up. So what's happening is they're confusing you. Subconsciously, there's something about that website that isn't hitting home, and you decided to close it out. In the internet world, we don't have time to go looking for the information we need or want. Seriously, we've got other options. So don't let your competition beat you on clarity in your business. Here are the most common confusing things I see on websites. One, you're being too clever. Clear beats clever every time. Don't use big words or catchy lines unless they happen to also be clear. There's words out there like artisanal. What does that even mean? Artisanal or solutions. Okay, solutions. Great. Isn't every company offering solutions? You have to be clear about what exactly you're doing. Two, you're using insider language or jargon. Remember, you're an expert in your industry, but your customers likely aren't. Don't use terminology that goes over their head. You are this level 10 ninja guru of the things that you know. You have to figure out a way to speak down to their level. And the way to do this is to think about the results that they want to get. How are they going to be successful with your product or service? So that is the way that you avoid getting stuck on, hey, here's this super cool technology that we include in ours. Well, what does that technology actually do for them, right? Number three, you don't have a clear and obvious call to action on your website. Words like learn more or contact us, that's not really a call to action, right? Every website has something like that. Instead, you got to make it super obvious. Say things like buy now, book a call, get a demo. Make this button obvious by making it a different color, putting it in a place like the top right where everybody looks for the most important buttons. You can even make it a fun shape or make it move or something. This is the way that you differentiate that button from all other buttons. After all, this is the most important thing for people to do on your website. Okay, so those are the three things that often confuse people on websites, but I want to offer you something a little more tactical. I want you to have something that you can take with you and actually make a change on your website today. This is actually called the GRUNT test. This is something I ran across 5, 6, maybe even longer years ago, and it's stuck with me ever since. It's something I use on every single website that I build. It's the first thing I think about, and it's the last thing I think about. So your customers should be able to answer three questions right away on your website without scrolling. This is called the grunt test. It's called the grunt test because it should be so easy they can practically grunt these things out like a caveman, right?
A caveman could do it.
What?
Oh, no,
Not cool.
I did not know you were there. I didn't know.
So the three questions are: one, what do you offer? Simple, right? What do you offer? That's the first thing I want to know when I'm on a website. What is the offer here? Two, how does it make my life better? Right? This is the thing that is actually differentiating you from the competition. And three, how do I get it? Call to action, right? What button do I push? What are the steps I have to take? How do I get it? So, what do I offer? How does it make my life better? How do I get it? These questions have to be answered right away without scrolling. If your website doesn't pass the grunt test, drop what you're doing and make a change today. You're going to like the results, I promise. Lastly, a resource for you. All of this information comes from this book, Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller. I highly recommend reading it or listening to the audiobook. I'm actually certified by Donald and StoryBrand, and I've been certified for 5 years. It's literally changed my life. I talk about this book with every single client that I have. I know how difficult it is to run a business and be worried about things like websites, branding, and marketing. That's why I'm sharing the things that I've seen work so you can leverage them in your business.